Hey, John, how are you today?
Hey Elliot, how you doing?
I'm good. So today's the 19th anniversary of the events of 9/11, and it seems appropriate that, given what you and I do, that we spend a couple minutes talking about that. Um, there's a lot of folks who've joined the community since then, who found the community as we have it today, but probably don't understand the pivotal nature of 9/11.
Yeah, I think that's right. And as we both know, the two of us were actually on the phone that morning. Um, that's conversation for another day as these things were happening in real time. But I think the key for those that have joined the community in the past decade is that prior to 9/11, even though the laws relating to bank secrecy and AML in general were around since the mid 80s, there was sort of a de-emphasis toward the late 90s. And it even looked as if there might be some reduction in requirements. There was some renewed focus on privacy priorities, and all of that shifted, obviously, with the attacks on our soil on 9/11 and the post-response from both our law enforcement partners and I think the excellent work that the financial community did, resulting in a lot of information gathering and work, but then legislatively resulting in as we know, the passage of the USA Patriot Act.
Yeah, and that happened very quickly. As I recall, the Patriot Act, I can't remember the exact date, but it moved through Congress very rapidly, was approved by both houses in October and signed by the president. And it did a couple of things that are second nature today, but were very new at the time. One is a significant expansion of coverage into non-traditional financial services companies. That evolution continues today, but those covered by the BSA requirements or some version of them was expanded. And secondly, it really caused a significant pivot beyond to terrorist financing as an equal purpose with detecting money laundering.
Right, and something that exists today, both international terrorism and domestic terrorism, because they both have financial footprints. So, they're working with our partners are on alert regarding transactional monitoring and activity spotting, those sorts of things. The other thing I'll mention is there was a call for information sharing improvements, which we still need some more, but definitely the notion that financial institutions could share information, that financial institutions could react to government requests outside of subpoenas and search warrants and provide information in pretty much in real time became a focal point. And again, something that becomes pretty valuable, as we mentioned, even today.
Yes, no question about that. You had already mentioned it, but it wasn't too long before the 9/11 events that you and I had actually been discussing how regulatory expectation had kind of leveled off, and the expansion we saw in the 80s and 90s in terms of the emphasis on anti-money laundering compliance had really started to slow down significantly. We'd reached an equilibrium where compliance was adequate, and there weren't a lot of new proposals, of course, until they were the response to 9/11.
Right, and so it's a somber day. Obviously, we lost a lot of members of the financial community. Obviously, the first responders that were impacted that day, and to this day, unfortunately, from the all the work that they did, and obviously, the one true benefit I think was the enhanced partnership with our folks in law enforcement. That we had some of that before, but now it's much higher and much better. So out of a horrible event came some positives and something that we stress even to this day.
Yeah. So, we'll take a moment and remember the fallen and stay dedicated looking forward.
That's right. Elliot, stay safe, and to everybody out there, we're going to keep plugging on and dealing with all this, because what everybody does matters. So we thank you for your effort and your work.
See you next week, John. Stay safe.
Take care.
Bye.